everyone, guys. Hello, everyone. Good morning. How are you all? Good morning, everyone. My name is Afreen and I welcome you all to today's session. So today we are going to discuss about PPP Module A, and the topic is the Consumer Protection Act 2019 Preamble, Extent and Definitions. Okay, so this we are going to discuss in today's session. So everyone, just please like and share the video to the maximum you can. Everyone, guys, whoever is watching this session, it's a request to just please like and share this video to the maximum you can. Okay, so let's start this Consumer Protection Act 2019. First of all, if we talk about the previous act, so the previous act was passed in year 1986. So the 1986 act, the objective was same. It is for the better protection of interest of consumer. It is actually for what? It is for the better protection interest of consumer. If we talk about the Consumer Protection Act 2019, it is extended to whole India, including the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so this act is applicable to the complete India. It is applicable to the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir also. If we talk about the exceptions of the Consumer Protection Act 2019, like which of the goods and services are those in which the Consumer Protection Act 2019 is not applicable? Okay, like the earlier 1986 Act, if there is any good for resale, if there is any good for commercial purpose, if there is any services that is rendered free of charge, if there is any service under a contract for personal service. So these are some of the Consumer Protection Act thing which are not applicable, right? Which are not the goods and services are if it is for resale, if it is for commercial purpose, if it is for free, then it is not covered under the scope and definition of CPA, Consumer Protection Act 2019. Okay, now if we talk about the new salient feature of CPA, so what are the new salient features of Consumer Protection Act 2019? First of all, if we talk about the definition, it actually defines the consumer, right? Specifically. So all the definitions in details have been covered under this Consumer Protection Act 2019. It adds a new feature of unfair contract, like it defines what is unfair contract, what is the value, etc. Now, product liability action also defines in the CPA Act 2019. It defines the design that includes the related aspect. It includes e-commerce and electronic service provider also. It includes advertising and endorsement also. It adds express warranty parameters also. It distinguishes manufacturer, product seller, product service provider. So all these are included under the Consumer Protection Act 2019. So these are all included under CPA, Consumer Protection Act 2019. Right now, if we talk about the Consumer Protection Act previous and the current, right? What is the difference between the Consumer Protection Act 1986 and what is the difference between the Consumer Protection Act 2019? So if we are going to discuss about difference between CPA 2019 and CPA to 1986. First of all, if we talk about this, these have no separate regulator. Okay, Consumer Protection Act 1986, these have no separate regulators, whereas there is a central authority, Consumer Protection Authority, Central Consumer Protection Authority. This is also in short form, it is known as Central Authority, which is the special authority which has been formed for the regulating of this Consumer Protection Act 2019. Next, if we talk about the Consumer Protection Act 1986, the consumer could be filed in a consumer court. Complaint here was filed in the court where the seller's office was located. In the previous act, it was filed in the place where the seller's office was located. But if we talk about the new act, Consumer Protection Act 2019, now it is filed to a place where the complainant office reside, right? So it is filed in the place of what? It is filed in the place where the buyer resides. If we talk about product liability action, there's no provision for that, okay? Whereas here is the provision, right? Compensation is given for any of the harm or service caused, right? So here, if we talk about the Consumer Protection Act 1986, here the district is up to 20 lakh. Okay, so value, if we talk about the value, district is up to 20 lakhs, state is between 22 lakhs to 1 crore, and national is over and above 1 crore, right? But here, if we talk about the new act, district is up to 1 crore. District is up to 1 crore, right? So state is, it is between 1 crore to 10 crore, right? And national is over and above 10 crore. If we talk about the Consumer Protection Act, there is no provision for that. If it is, we talk about the Consumer Protection Act 2019, yes, there is a protection, and e-commerce is included here, right? If we talk about mediation cell, there was no mediation cell in the previous act, whereas the new, they have the mediation cell. Okay, out of court settlement, if they want to have an out of court settlement, there is a provision for that. So this is actually the difference between the older version of 1986 and the newer version of 2019. Clear? Next, now let's discuss who is the consumer. According to the Consumer Protection Act 2019, who is considered as the consumer? First of all, the consumer is the person who buys goods or hires service for consideration. So there is any person who actually take some goods or hire some services. Okay, they take some goods, they have some services for what? They have some services for the consideration. Consideration means you have given something is in written. For example, uh, you can say money. Okay, you have given some objects. There should be a legal consideration in exchange of that. It exclude what? It exclude the product which is for resale and commercial purpose, that I have already told you. So under the Consumer Protection Act, you will not get the protection if you have purchased the product for reselling as well as for the commercial purpose, right? Now, third, if we talk about the third thing, the cover, it covers offline as well as the online transaction. It covers offline plus online transaction, electronic means, tele shopping, direct selling, or multi-level marketing, right? Okay, now if we talk about the Consumer Protection Act 2019, it applies to all goods and services. Okay, it excludes the good for resale, goods for commercial purpose, services rendered for free of charge, and there is the services under contract for personal uses. Okay, so these are the definitions which are actually excluded from the scope of definition. Good. Okay. Done. Okay, next. Now let us discuss about the consumer rights. So what are the different consumer rights? If we talk about the consumer right, what are the different consumer? So these are the different consumer rights. First of all, the consumer has the right to be protected against the false marketing of the good and towards any good which are hazardous to life and property. Okay, customer has the right to be informed, right to be informed about the quality, quantity, potency, purity, standards, prices of good products, services, etc. So the consumer has the right to be informed. Okay, the right to be assured. If we talk about the right to be assured, wherever possible, the consumer has the right to be assured. They can just select from the competitive price they are getting. Okay, if we talk about the next thing, the right to be heard, the consumer has the right to be heard. Okay, will receive the due consideration for appropriate fora. The consumer has the right to seek redress. That means the unfair trade practices or restrictive practices or any exploitation of the customer or consumer. The consumer has the right for the consumer awareness also. So there is a right to be protected, informed, assured, heard, readdressed, and the right to consumer awareness. Clear? Done. Next, if we talk about the various platforms, so there are various platforms under the Consumer Protection Act 2019. There are various platforms under the Consumer Protection Act 2019 to handle the consumer dispute. First, there is a Consumer Protection Council, Consumer Protection, Central Consumer Protection Authority. There is a Consumer Dispute Readdressal Commission, and there is a Consumer Mediation Cell. So these are the four authorities, okay, which actually handles the grievances of the customer. So if you have any disputes, these are held under these. Okay. Now let us discuss about the important Consumer Protection Council. So there is a Central Consumer Protection Council, which is also known as Central Council. This is established by the central government. This is established by whom? Central government, and it has maximum 36 members. It has maximum 36 members. There is a State Consumer Protection Council, which is also known as the State Council. It is established by state. Maximum it has 10 members, and it is meeting at least 2 times in a year. There is a District Consumer Protection Council, which is also known as the District Council. Okay, it is established by the state government for each district, chaired by the district collector. It comprises of the official and non-official members. Clear? Now, next, if we talk about the Central Consumer Protection Authority, if we talk about CPA, Central Consumer Protection Authority. So, Central Consumer Protection Authority 2019. It is also known as Central Authority. This is a regulatory body, like there is a THRAI and FSAI, which is a regulatory body for other sectors. So, for this consumer protection, there is a authority, regulatory authority, which is known as Central Authority, which was formed under CPA 2019. This is a very main difference which was not present in 1986 Act. So this was not present here. Okay, so if we talk about the central authority, so central authority consists of a chief commissioner and such members of other commissioner as prescribed. If we talk about the central authority, the headquarter of this central authority is in New Delhi. So functions. Now let us discuss about the functions. The functions of the Consumer Protection Act, the Central Consumer Protection Act. First of all, it can protect, promote, and enforce the rights of the consumer, right? It prevents the violation of the consumer right. It prevents the unfair trade practices. It ensures that there should be no false or misleading advertisement. It ensures that there should be no false or misleading advertisement. No person which actually publishes the false and misleading advertisement. Clear? Now, obviously, there are some ancillary functions also. So, what are the ancillary functions of the Central Protection Consumer Authority? So, the ancillary functions means what are ancillary? Ancillary means add-on functions. Okay, so there are different functions. There are add-on functions also. Now, what are the add-on functions? First of all, they have the power to inquire and investigate in the violation of any consumer right. They can intervene in any proceedings, right? They can review the matter related to the factors and inhibiting the enjoyment of consumer right. They can recommend adoption of international convenience and best international practice means whatever the international practice is going best with the banking system, they can adopt that, right? Next, undertake and promote researches in the field of consumer right. They can spread and promote awareness on consumer right. They can issue notices to alert the consumer against dangerous or hazardous or unsafe goods, right? Issue necessary guidelines to prevent unfair trade practices and protect the consumer interest. So these are some of the ancillary functions of the central authority, okay, CCPA. Now let us discuss about the power of CCPA. Now what are the power of this central authority? So if we are going to discuss about power of central authority, first it have the power to conduct inquiry. So, as a central authority, if they think that there is something fishy that is going on, they have the power to conduct that inquiry. They have the power to order or recall of the goods. Okay, so if they think that there is any good which is hazardous to life, if there is any goods which is hazardous to life, which is not good for the life, then they have the power to recall that. They have the power to discontinue the advertisement. Also, they have the power to search and seize the area also, right? Now, any person who fails to comply with the direction of this central authority, it can be published with a jail of to 6 months or a fine up to rupees 20 lakh, or a jail up to 6 months or a fine up to 20 lakhs or with. Now, if we talk about any manufacturer, or any service provider who causes a false or misleading advertisement, they can be punished with an imprisonment of 2 years and fines to 10 lakh. Okay, or the fine which can be extended up to 5 years, or there is a penalty of 50 lakhs. So, this is the Central Consumer Protection Authority. Clear? So this is the chapter. I have just given you the idea of whatever is important in this chapter. Okay. So we have discussed some of the important thing in this chapter. Now let us discuss about the practice questions. Let us discuss about some of the practice questions. The first thing is, State Consumer Protection Council has to meet at least dash in a year. State Consumer Protection Council has to meet at least a dash in a year. Everyone, please answer this question. If State Consumer Protection Council have to meet at least dash time in a year. Everyone, please answer this question. State Consumer Protection Council has to meet at least dash time in a year. So I have discussed it with you that State Consumer Protection Council has to meet at least 2 times in a year. 2 times is the correct answer, at least 2 times in a year. Clear? Next, if we talk about the next thing, person has brought a mixer grinder from a retailer, right? Its motor stop after 10 minutes of running. The liability for this defect will be of dash product manufacturer, trader, retailer, or product service provider. Everyone, please answer this question. Abroad, a person actually bought a mixer grinder from the retailer, right? So its motor stopped working after 10 minutes of running. The liability for this defects will be on product manufacturer, it will be on trader, it will be on retailer, or it will be on the product service provider. Everyone, please answer this question. Okay, so if we talk about the correct answer, yes, it is with product manufacturer. The correct answer is the product manufacturer. Clear? Done? Yes. So this is it. This is the chapter. So I'm going to tell you about the JIP Super Elite All-in-One subscription, guys. We have started the 2 new batches. That is the Foundation 2.0 batch, okay, for my June examination 2025, and there is a DBF selection batch for the examination. So there is a foundation batch, there is a DPF batch, and this is the JIP Super Elite All-in-One subscription. You will get the live classes, test with AI analysis, case studies, special doubt sessions, special session on previous papers. There are 150 plus chapters wise summarized notes. Okay, all you will get under this one roof, that is JIP Super Elite All-in-One subscription. Here, see, you will get the access of each and every batch which is starting on the Oliveboard app. Okay, so we are coming up with we have started the Foundation 2.0 batch, Foundation batch normal, and this will be both in English and bilingual medium. There is an AFM batch, RBWM batch, there is IEIFS batch in English medium, there is PPP PPB batch in English medium there is, IEFS batch, and PPB batch in bilingual medium, DPF selection batch for the English and bilingual medium. So you will get the access of all these batches under one roof. So if you are going to buy this JIB Super Elite all-in-one subscription, there is a flat 48% discount that's going on this app, right? So 48 flat discount, okay? If you are going to use this win, okay? If you are going to use this win discount code, you will get flat 48% off in the JIB Super Elite all-in-one subscription. So all you have to do is just to apply this code and just buy JIB Super Elite all-in-one subscription. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope that you have all enjoyed this session very much, right? So if you have enjoyed this session, guys, it's a request that please like and share the video to the maximum you can. And if you haven't subscribed this channel yet, okay, it's a request from my side that please subscribe this channel and press the bell notification icon, because this channel is started especially for those students who are from English medium, who are comfortable in English medium. So kindly just please subscribe this channel and press the bell notification icon. Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care, everyone. Have a very nice day. Take care, everyone. Bye bye, guys. Bye. Take care. Take care.